Oh, good evening. I am Arachna of the Spider People, and this is my friend Deadly, and we host Beware Theater, classic horror movies from the golden age of black and white. Bad acting, bad directing, cheesy special effects, and lame monsters. What's not to like? And welcome to Arachna's Web of Classics, where you can watch some of these monochromatic movie marvels the first Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. right here on Tingler Television. So pull up a couch and watch with us. What, Deadly? No, I don't know what's playing tonight, but let's take a look. Good evening. I am Arachna of the Spider People, your hostess with a mostess. And welcome to Beware Theater, because this Beware you're gonna see some really bad movies. We have vampires, werewolves, monsters, aliens, and of course, the undead. So take a load off, pull up a couch, and fasten your seatbelt. It's gonna be a bumpy night. Tonight we watch low-budget sci-fi movie classic, The Mesa of Lost Women. This movie was created for the drive-in circuit by B-movie creator Ron Ormond, and probably has the most irritating musical score you're ever gonna hear. As a matter of fact, on the movie rating scale, I put it down below the bottom in the El Stinko range. Good thing those kids in the drive-in didn't care about the quality of the movies they saw back then. This movie is about a mad scientist who experiments with spiders in order to create a super race of women and rule the world. Sounds pretty interesting. However, it is this giant mishmash of double flashbacks, you don't know who's flashing back, a rambling narrator, lame monster, a stupid dance, bad acting, bad directing, and dwarfs. What's not to like? However, some people thought that this was an uncredited Ed Wood movie. Ed Wood, remember him? Worst director of all time, Plan 9 from Outer Space, that guy? Anyhow, they thought Ed Wood had created this movie because, well, it didn't make any sense. Plus, it used some of the same actors that he used in his movie, including his girlfriend, Dolores Fuller, and the music from his movie Jailbait. Unfortunately for us, Ed Wood had nothing to do with this movie. If he had, the movie would have been a whole lot better. And I'll say up front right now, these spider people are not my spider people. I have absolutely nothing to do with them, and I was not created by a mad scientist. The story of my spider people is for another time. So don't look at me like that when you watch this movie. So now we watch The Mesa of Lost Women.
Have you ever been kissed by a girl like this?
Assurance of this race of puny bipeds with overblown egos. The creature who calls himself man. He believes he owns the earth, and every living thing on it exists only for his benefit. Yet how foolish he is. Consider, even the lowly insect that man trods underfoot outweighs humanity several times, and outnumbers him by countless billions. In the continuing war for survival between man and the hexapods, only an utter fool would bet against the insect. Let a man or woman venture from the well-beaten path of civilization, let him cross the threshold of the limited intellect, and he encounters amazing, wondrous things, the unknown and terrible. If he escapes these weird adventures with his life, he will usually find he left his reason behind him. Perhaps that is what happened to these two souls, lost in the great Mexican desert. But then, ask yourself, why would anyone trod from the usually well-traveled roads of this modern age, from the luxury of an air-conditioned automobile? It's difficult for our modern world of statistics and electronics to accept miracles. But you could almost call this a miracle, a genuine miracle. Out of hundreds and thousands of square miles of heat and seared wasteland, where the vultures wait for the other vultures to die, an American oil surveyor has chosen to explore this particular terrible corner of the earth, the Muerto Desert, the desert of death. This surveyor can hardly credit his eyes. Perhaps they're only elusive images produced by roasting the optic nerves. But if they do exist, if they are living things from somewhere, one fact is certain. Miracle or not, they will not be living things for long. The Muerto Desert, true to its name, will soon convert them into dead things.
Maybe he's coming out of it then. I doubt it, Doc. Even if they got across that desert alive, the sun's bound to have cooked their brains.
It's a miracle to me how Peppy and Frank found them.
No, I better be getting back to work.
Beats me how they got there, or what they were doing. That's the most godforsaken spot on Earth.
Maybe they're from that missing plane we read about.
That plane was headed for Mexico City. Have to be 100 degrees off to land in the Muerto Desert.
100 degrees or not, they had to come from somewhere. Where'd you say you picked them up, Peppy?
On the road to Zarpa Mesa, señor médico.
Pretty girl under all that sunburn.
She was almost completely dehydrated. I don't know what kept them alive. You're all right. You're safe. You're in an oil company office.
Sure.
She's in about the same shape you are. She hasn't come out of it yet, but I think you're both going to be all right. Here, try to take this.
Who did you think you were, anyway, Superman?
Sure.
Nobody's ever been able to walk across that desert and come out alive. You try with a girl.
You said this was an oil company. Can you load a truck with full drums and bring all the men you can spare? If we get there in time, maybe we can...
And what?
Burn them out before they scatter. That's the only thing that scares them, fire. But if we're too late, we're doing...
Now, just a minute, young fella. Take it easy. You've been out in the sun too long.
That sedative will quiet them down a minute.
I tell you, I don't know you haven't seen them, but if you had, you'd realize it.
Seen them?
Look, you said Superman. Well, these are super monsters or bugs. As big as we are, they can kill you with one bite.
What can?
These things. If they scatter before we get there, we...
Where do they come from?
He's got an underground lab up on Zarpa Mesa. He does something to their gland.
Who does?
Dr. Arachna.
Araña. Ay, caramba.
I told you the sun had cooked their brains.
Pepe doesn't think so.
And besides, nobody's ever been able to climb Zarpa Mesa.
But you can reach it by plane.
Let's listen to his story anyway. What do we got to lose?
Well, it all started on the border a few days back. I pilot for Jan Van Croft, the big financier. Well, we had engine trouble. I made a forced landing in a field outside this little Mexican town. After we landed, I stayed with the ship to...
Quite a story he's telling, isn't it, Pepe? You've heard from your people about Zarpa Mesa and the mysterious Dr. Arachna, even though your bosses haven't. So, why tell them? They would only laugh at you and say, poor Pepe, you're getting old. But you've heard for years about the grotesque and misshapen people, about the women, strange women who do not die. No, Grant Phillip doesn't know the whole story. You see, he came into it late. It actually began, almost a year ago. The night Dr. Leland Masterson, the world-famous specialist in research, found himself in the middle of the Muerto Desert, the desert of death. He came in answer to a rather mysterious summons from a man he admired, but knew only as a name signed to a series of brilliant scientific treatises, Arachna.
Oh, we've arrived.
Your eyes must be playing tricks on you in this light. Is that what you think, Masterson? What was it you thought you saw? Apparently, they've come correctly. But to Masterson, it seems strange. A man with the genius of Arachna building his laboratory on an inaccessible mountaintop in the middle of an uninhabited desert. Why Zarpa Mesa? Why Zarpa Mesa, indeed? A natural question, Doctor, and one that was soon to be answered, though in a way so fantastic and horrible as to make a man of science doubt his senses.
anybody follow that narrator? That was the most confusing, rambling, unscientific, and weirdly philosophical narration I ever hear. If humans stray from the path of civilization, they will lose their sanity. Watching this movie will make you lose your sanity. And what about all the unanswered questions? Like, who's the lady with the fingernails at the beginning who kissed that guy and killed him? And if we're in Mexico, why is the hospital named the Amer Mexico Hospital and not the Mexico Amer Hospital? And whose flashbacks are we watching? If Grant says he doesn't know the story, why are they doing his flashback? And Pepe's people have a story, but they're not doing the flashback. And what about Zarpa Mesa? If you can't climb up Zarpa Mesa, how'd the guy in the car get to Dr. Arachna's lab so quickly? Ay, caramba. But I agree with Grant. I think that oil company should blow up Zarpa Mesa. A good explosion right now would liven up this movie. Instead, we have to listen to that irritating guitar music. Stop it, Deadly. You can't play the guitar either. Ugh.
How do you do? My name is Masterson, Dr. Leland Masterson. I believe Dr. Arachna is expecting me. Systems of insects.
Dr. Masterson?
Dr. Arachna?
I trust your journey was pleasant.
Well, moderately. I must confess, though, that I was a trifle uneasy when your driver headed into the Muerto Desert. But everything seems to have worked out.
The sentimental human mind being what it is, this is the only sort of a place I could find to carry on my work. But I can understand your feelings.
These papers on the anterior lobe of the pituitary and the effects of the specific hormones on other living things. Quite the most remarkable endocrine theories that I've ever read.
Well, thank you, Doctor. Coming from the world's foremost organotherapist, a fine compliment.
That's why I jumped at the chance to come here. Work with you. Examine your theories.
Oh, let us understand one thing, Doctor. These are not theories.
Not theories?
I have successfully proved every point over and over again in my laboratory.
Oh, wait a minute. You want me to believe that you have produced these things by experimentation?
And many more.
And my eyes weren't playing tricks.
So you can see why such work as this must be completed inside a mountaintop amidst this desolation. Oh, I'm completing a most unusual experiment in my laboratory. Doctor, would you care to observe?
Oh, certainly.
Then come along. Only a matter of minutes now.
What is the nature of this?
Well, it requires some clarification, Doctor. As you know, I have isolated the growth hormone of the anterior pituitary, the specific substance which controls the growth pattern of human beings.
Yes, it was the subject of one of your papers.
Yes, and with this accomplished, I said to myself, what would the effect be of this hormone or a complete human pituitary being transferred in the body of another creature? I began a series of experiments. Moderate success among the lesser animals, a complete failure among birds. And then, experimenting one day upon the hexapods, I came upon the Theraphysidia family.
A tarantula?
Exactly. The tarantulas began to yield amazing results. They grew as large as human beings, began developing new reasoning powers. And I found I had the telepathic power to communicate with them. And then I reversed the process, transplanted the control substance of the insect back into the human body. Doctor, observe this girl. I call her Tarantella. She has human beauty and intelligence, still possesses the capacities and instincts of the giant spider.
How do you mean?
She has the indestructibility of the insect. If her body became damaged, if she were to lose an arm or a leg, she could grow a new one. I expect Tarantella may survive for hundreds and hundreds of years.
And what about males?
Well, unfortunately, in the insect world, the male is a puny, unimportant thing. You saw a few of the examples.
The dwarfs.
I think we're beginning to get some results.
What is it?
If we are successful, I shall have a super female spider with a thinking and reasoning brain. A creature that someday may control the world, subject to my will. Convinced now, Doctor? I hope you appreciate this opportunity I'm giving you to become a colleague of mine.
No. No. You can't do these things. You're tampering with the work of the Creator.
Gibberish.
You're evil. This place is like... It must be destroyed. You and all foul things that you've made.
You made a choice, Doctor. A very poor choice. Of course, you know I cannot let you leave this place.
Some way, somehow, I'll find a way to put an end to your ghastly experiments.
Regrettable. I was hoping for a colleague, but... Well, at least we have another experimental subject.
And if that actor who is playing Dr. Arachna looks familiar, that's because he's former child movie star Jackie Coogan. Unfortunately, he'd fallen on hard times and was forced to play a part in this movie to pay his bills. Good thing, though, he got a job with the Addams Family and successfully played Uncle Fester for many seasons. At least in that show, his dialogue made sense. And I have to hand it to Dr. Masterson for saying no to Dr. Arachna. I don't want to help you with these weird experiments. But then again, didn't Dr. Masterson say he'd read all of Dr. Arachna's reports and that he knew all about his work and he came all the way down to Mexico to see him? Maybe Dr. Masterson didn't want to help him because he realized that if they brought this drug to market, he'd have to have this big, long list of nasty side effects that the drug has, including turning men into dwarves. And Dr. Arachna, get your science straight. Stop confusing insects with spiders. You said you had a successful test with hexapods and that the tarantulas then became psychic. Hexapods, 6 legs, folks, insects. Tarantulas, spiders, 8 legs. Oh, I'm getting a headache from all the weird science in this movie.
Mr. Masterson.
Drink, please. The very best. Scotch. It will do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
What a dump.
Well, it isn't exactly the Star Club, I'll admit, but...
Senora, the best table in the house. Buena. Vaya.
Something to drink. Anything tall and cool.
Si, senor.
We had to come down in this flea-bitten border town. And you would drag me to this dive, this unupholstered sewer.
Oh, I find this place rather amusing. Your Great Southwest has a certain flavor, no?
No. I don't happen to be in the mood for a cook's tour of our Great Southwest. If it wasn't for that forced landing, we'd be in Mexico getting married by now.
But, my dear, you can't blame me for the motor trouble. Those things will happen to the best of planes.
Well, it didn't have to happen on my wedding day.
Now you're acting childish, and that's not you. After all, being able to adapt oneself to any situation is the mark of the true sophisticate.
I'm sorry.
And you're not angry with me?
Of course not, Jan.
Leland J. Masterson is the name. May I? beg your pardon? May I say you are beautiful, my dear? Very beautiful. And good.
It's very kind of you.
Yes, Wu, the plane is ready, huh?
Not for some time. The pilot is having considerable trouble.
Spend a small fortune for a plane. Hire the best pilot I can get. And what happens? Well, Wu, what are you waiting for? Get back to the plane.
Yes, master.
Certainly good to see you. I've been looking for you for 2 days.
I'm sorry, but I felt like a little trip.
We missed you, sir. Dr. Harrison wishes to see you, you know.
I know, George. But I don't want to see him.
I don't get this. Who are you and what's this all about?
I'm his nurse, miss.
His nurse?
Yes, you see, Mr. Masterson is...
No, George. I wouldn't do that. See, I like this lady.
Like her? Very much. She's fascinating.
answer, of course. I don't like her. Evil.
Tell me what's wrong.
Not now, ma'am. Don't talk.
And they threw her down, and her blood was sprinkled on the wall. And he trod her underfoot.
Give me that gun, Mr. Masterson. Please, give me that gun.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Stop, everybody. Listen. This man's an insane killer. He's local. He'll kill all of us before you can reach him.
Thank you, George. Well spoken. I only did what had to be done. George! Don't take another step. This lady is my friend, and nobody shall hurt her. I will kill her first. Let's go home. Don't be afraid. I won't let them hurt you. Oh, you brought the car, George. Excellent. You'll sit with me.
But, Mr. Masterson, she's not going with us.
Not going with us? You must, my dear. You're in danger.
But we've got to get to the landing field.
Landing field? Very well, I shall take you there.
Let me talk to the sheriff.
Doreen, dear, you sit up here in front.
Miss Doreen is going to sit with me, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, of course.
There's a dead woman lying right here on the floor. That's right, Sheriff. He shot her dead. No, she's right where she fell. Nobody touched a thing. We... Sheriff, the body just got up and walked out of here.
See, I told you this movie would drive you crazy. Look at Dr. Masterson. He's a blithering idiot. Although I think that problem was from the lady who gave him the shot in Dr. Arachna's lab. And then he wanders through the desert and ends up at this insane asylum called the Muerte Asylum. Muerte means death in Spanish. Good thing he escaped. I'd escaped too from a death asylum. And his nurse, George, escapes too and follows him. And then Dr. Masterson and George and all the people from the airplane show up at this nowhere cantina and watch the same lady from the Dr. Arachna's lab do this weird floor show where she does this dance that makes no sense. Apparently, Dr. Masterson didn't like the dance, so he pulls his gun out and shoots her dead on the floor. But, being the mutant that she is, she gets up and walks off. Good thing she didn't have to grow another arm like they said she could. I don't think anybody want to see that. But where'd Dr. Masterson get the gun? Maybe it came with all those Bible verses he keeps quoting. Deadly, pour me a drink. This movie's so confusing, I'm gonna need one to get through the rest of it.
Here we are, my dear.
At last.
And Phillips seems to be ready for the takeoff. All set to go, Phillips?
Sorry, sir, but one of the engines still acting up. Whatever it is, I can't find the bug.
It's probably nothing serious. Can't we take off anyway?
No, sir. I can't take that chance.
You're the captain. How much longer do you think...
My dear young man, I want to fly.
You want to...
I've always wanted to fly. And now I will.
Sorry, sir. But I'm the one who decides whether we fly or not.
I command, and thou shalt obey.
Is he kidding?
He ain't kidding, mister. You'd better do as he says.
We fly now. You go first.
Listen, the police!
At last. Don't be afraid. I won't let them harm you. Get in quick. Come along, George. Now we will all fly.
She's on course.
How long do you think it will take us, Phillips?
If everything goes all right, about an hour and a half.
It's wonderful up here. So close to heaven.
Wait a minute. Something wrong with this gyro compass. Somebody's fooled with the setting. We've been flying 100 degrees off course. Engine's acting up already.
Is it bad, Jan? Do we have to go down again?
How should I know?
Just stay calm, please. Nothing seriously wrong so far. It's getting worse, much worse. I'll have to go down. And fast.
I can't see a place to land.
You don't look too good, miss.
We keep on flying. I like it. This is my order.
Fasten your safety belts. This can't last much longer. And please remain calm.
Can't you find a landing spot, Phillips?
Not yet. But I am trying for that Mesa dead ahead.
You think we'll make it?
I don't know, sir. Keep your fingers crossed. Miss Culbertson, no smoking.
Okay, Captain. But may I ask where we are?
Somewhere over Mexico at an altitude of 1,500. And with a dying engine. The other one's okay. Doesn't do us any good, not in this ship.
Birds fly without motors, and so will we.
Mister, I don't know who you are or what you are, but this bird won't fly.
When a bird is sick, he has to land. And our bird is sick. Very sick.
The sick I shall heal. The good I shall protect. We've got a chance. I'm going down. Hold tight. Gonna be rough. Hold on, everybody. It looks too short. I'll have to break the run.
Yes. Yes, I'm all right.
Good. Stick close. I want to talk to you.
Right.
I never thought he'd make it, Phillips.
But we did, sir. Good girl, Miss Culbertson.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
I like it here.
Our voices sound strange up here. Do you hear that?
It must be the echo of our voices, my dear, thrown back at us from the forest.
2 days ago, he got away from us. I've been hunting him ever since. I caught up with him in that border dive just before I killed that dancer. I tried, but I couldn't stop him.
Why did he kill her? How did he get that gun?
Nobody knows why he kills. He just wants to, and he does. Where he got that gun? Probably bought it. He has lots of money all the time. Doesn't mean a thing to him.
Can't we get that gun away from him?
I'll try, Captain. You can bet on that. But for the sake of all of us, don't try to rush or force him. Leave it to me.
All right.
May I smoke now, Captain?
Oh, no, not yet. I have to look at the gas tanks first. Now, Miss Culbertson, you may smoke.
Thank you, Captain.
Any idea where we are, Phillips?
I think so, sir. We're in Mexico, about 120 miles below the border, on top of a mesa rising 600 feet above the desert.
600 feet?
That's right. Stuck up in the air like an island in the sky.
I suppose we can't walk down from here.
Not unless you're a human fly.
Sorry, Captain. Haven't been with the circus for years.
It's wonderful. So close to heaven.
I'd better get that flare. And the flashlight. We'll need some light.
Something?
I don't like it here. A bit.
Oh, if I had a nightmare, this is it. Who could be out there?
I don't, Culbertson. Oh, it could be a very natural cause. An old dead branch breaking off or a falling tree. I wouldn't worry too much. Well, here comes Wu. Now we can have a fire.
Did you hear that noise out there, Wu?
Yes, Master. Who heard?
Did you see anything?
The curtain of darkness veils the sharpest eyes. We saw nothing.
Well, let's get that fire going. I'll be back in a minute. Well, that's better. We have a fire, flare, and
A drink. Oh, I certainly can use it.
Now, this had occurred to me when I saw the bottle. But first, Let's get this into the air. Our only flare and it worked.
How do we know it was seen?
Well, we don't, sir. All we can do is hope.
Okay, let me make sure I can make sense of this movie. Rich guy hires plane to fly him, his gold digger girlfriend, and his manservant Wu to Mexico City so they can get married. On the way, they have engine problem, land in the desert. They go off to this cantina to drink while Captain tries to fix the engine, which he can't. While they're at the cantina, Dr. Masterson hijacks them at gunpoint and makes them fly somewhere on a bad engine. And while they're in the air, Mr. Wu does some woo-woo to the engine and it catches fire. So then the captain has to make an emergency landing on top of this mesa that you can't climb down from. They find themselves in a jungle on top of a mesa in the desert with all of these mutant ladies in ball gowns and dwarfs and a big hairy spider puppet watching them. Does this make any sense? Does anybody care? You know, Deadly, dancing the tarantella right now probably makes the most sense of anything I've seen tonight. Plus, you have a really nice ball gown. I like it.
Sorry, Miss Culberson. No glass.
Oh, that's all right, Wu. It's a relief to be informal once in a while.
I think I'll eat something. I feel hungry.
Shut up, you fool.
You were the fool, Jan. Remember his gun?
A hungry animal knows no fear.
No, thank you. Not brandy just before dinner.
Sorry, sir, to disillusion you, but there's no food on this ship. Not even a K ration.
Thank you, sir. That helped. I'm gonna look around.
What for? You can't see anything. Well, we need this flashlight.
I have this.
Does that give out enough light?
Sure, I use it at the sanitarium all the time.
It's past my dinner time, dear. Aren't you hungry?
But, Mr. Masterson, we have no food with us.
George will bring it. He always does.
If our flare wasn't seen by anyone, how will we get off this mesa?
To be honest, sir, I don't know. We can't do anything decisive until daylight.
You're so attentive. But even I can do some things for my film.
So I noticed. And, no offense, ma'am.
You scare easily, don't you, Captain?
money, doesn't he, Doc?
I'm going with you, Grant. Anything's better than to sit here and wait.
May I suggest that we wait here until Phillips find out what happened? You'll be safer here.
Are you concerned about my safety?
George is out there and in trouble. I'll go. Anyone who wants to come along can do so now.
I'd like a stroll before dinner.
Since you insist, we all go. You come too.
Yes, Master. I'll put some more wood on the fire.
Let's stay close together. The best way is to hold each other's hand and form a line.
If you don't mind.
I believe it's better, Mr. Bancroft, if you hold on to Mr. Masterson's coat. And Wu, you bring up the rear.
See anything? I can't.
Is that you, George? The end of the trail.
Can you see anything down there?
Only a black, gaping hole. Light won't reach bottom. Hey, you wait here. I'll try this alone. It looks too narrow. One wrong step and we may all go over.
Is it George?
Yeah.
Shot him.
Nobody shot him. Look. Some bullet wounds.
How horrible. What could have killed him?
I don't know. I hope we won't have to find out.
George is beyond help. We should all go back and tend the fire for the living.
Poor George. There's not a thing we can do for him. I'll stand close to the underbrush. I'll have to get by. can't see a thing.
That noise is not falling branches. Something's moving in there.
Where?
Here, my arm. My left arm.
That's a nasty scratch, all right, but nothing serious. I'll dress it as soon as we get back to the plane. I'd suggest we all stay away from these thorns.
Oh, look, the skirt's ruined. So is his heel.
You weren't hurt, Miss Culverton.
No, not a bit. Thank you.
May we go on now, Phillips?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Where's that bottle of yours, Captain? I sure could use another drink.
I think we all could stand a little drink after this experience.
And if you are thinking that this movie is disjointed and has pieces of it missing, you are correct. You're not hallucinating, although I think this movie could make you hallucinate. This is actually two movies. The original movie, Women of Zarpa Mesa, was conceived by a guy named Herbert Tivos, who ran out of money while he was making the movie, plus he had to quit because he couldn't get along with any of the cast or crew. Years later, Ron Ormond buys the rights to this stinker, and he shoots the same actors in some more scenes, puts the scenes together, and now we're watching this big mishmash.
There must be something we can do to get help.
Now, the only thing we can do, that's send up a flare. If help doesn't come by morning, we'll make a signal fire, but meanwhile, I'd suggest we get some sleep. We've got a long night ahead of us.
Do you expect any of us to sleep after what happened tonight?
Well, maybe not sleep, but at least you'll get some rest.
But we're all in danger. Whatever killed George may attack us.
Take it easy, sir. I'll stand guard and keep the fire going. My eyes open.
Well, we all could use a little rest. But remember now, we are putting our lives in your hands.
I realize that, sir.
Doreen, why don't you try to make yourself a little comfortable? Try to get some rest.
I'll try.
The darker shadows of the night will melt away with the morning sun.
Mr. Masters, don't you think you better get some sleep?
Is it bedtime?
Yeah, it's bedtime. I'll wake you when morning comes.
nerves will break.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
I wasn't asleep.
You nervous?
No. I was just thinking. Phillips, why do you ignore me?
Is that what you were thinking about?
Yes. And I resent it.
You're not used to it, huh?
Do you really dislike me that much?
I don't dislike you, Miss Culbertson.
But you don't approve of me, is that it? You think I'm marrying him for his money?
Well, aren't you?
I'm very fond of him.
But you don't love him.
Well, I'm not exactly mad about him, if that's what you mean. But I am fond of him.
And he can give you nice things.
Well, yes. Why not? He can give me security, for one thing. And that's important. Don't you think?
Why should you care what I think?
I don't exactly. It's just that I'd like you to understand me. What is it?
I thought I heard something. No, I guess it wasn't anything. Now, what were you saying?
I was saying that I'd like you to understand me.
I think I do understand.
Oh, no, you don't. You can't.
Oh, yes, I can. I've had my hard knocks, too. I've had to work ever since I was a kid. Some of it wasn't very much fun. Well, I guess it boils down to what you want out of life.
What is for you, Grant?
Well, I want a girl who's sincere. Real. Someone who'd stick by me when the chips are down. One who wants me only for what I am, not for what I have. Big order, huh? Wait a minute. This was to be your wedding night. Remember?
Yes. Yes, of course. That was a foolish thing to do. This was no imagination. It was there, I thought.
What did you see, dear?
Well, I couldn't sleep. Phillips and I were sitting here talking, and there was a noise. I looked up, and I saw some women and little men. They seemed unreal.
No offense intended, Miss Culbertson, but I know what strange tricks our minds can play on us.
Yes, I know, Phillips, but I'm sure I saw it.
Where's your comb, my dear?
Comb? Oh, I guess I lost it out there somewhere.
But I gave it to you. We must find it. That comb is a valuable heirloom of my family.
What do you mean by we? If you think I'm going out there once more, you're crazy.
I didn't intend you to go. Who will go and look for it?
May I have the light?
Oh, don't be a fool!
He who serves well will also serve in danger.
Woo. The wanderer in the valley of darkness shall have my guidance and protection.
Okay, Wu. If you feel that way about it, I won't stop you. But don't hesitate to use that gun. I hope you know how.
There's a day to be born and a day to die.
I want you to realize that if Wu doesn't come back, you will be responsible.
I'll never touch that comb again, even if he finds it.
I still have my heirloom.
You make me sick. Why did you ever have to leave that crazy house?
Blessed be the pure in mind, for they shall find peace. And you are a coward, sir.
What? Why are you?
You're very brave, aren't you, since Masterson no longer has a gun?
Let go of me. Do you want to lose your job?
I haven't had the opportunity to tell you yet, but I quit when Wu went out there on your orders.
You brought Masterson?
Yes, he's here.
Good, we found him at last.
What about the others?
Well, I have something in mind for the girl and the pilot. The other I shall dispose of. What's the matter, Wu?
Okay, so Curious George wanders off, gets bit by a big hairy spider puppet and dies. So then everybody's very scared. They hold hands and they walk through the jungle at night trying to find a way off the mesa. And they walk back and forth and back and forth and ew. Why didn't they just wait until morning when it was light and they could see where they were? These people aren't so smart. Also, here they are in all this danger, and what do? They sleep out in the open on top of the airplane wing when they could have slept inside the airplane, where it was probably a lot safer. Good thing Captain Phillips asked all those personal questions of Doreen to break up the monotony. It worked. It snapped her out of her bad mood, turns her on, and she kissed him right in front of her fiancé. And why didn't anybody try to get the gun away from Dr. Masterson when he was sleeping? Maybe they thought the gun had blanks in it because, you know, he shot the Tarantella lady and she got up and walked off. Who knows? And you know, I really wanted to see more of that big hairy spider puppet, but what I understand is they had problems and it didn't move so good. Why am I surprised that they had problems with it?
this heirloom.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
You murdered him.
They're coming for us. They're coming.
And put more wood on that fire, quick! Just keep it moving, Doreen. Well, remember, we haven't seen him yet.
Aren't you afraid, Grant?
I'm scared stiff.
If you're frightened, what do you call him?
I can't stand it. I'm getting out of here.
Don't be a fool. The only thing keeping you back is our fire.
He'll recover consciousness in a moment or so. Be perfectly sane again. It's unfortunate he left us in such a state before. I understand that he was committed to an asylum, attempted to kill Tarantella.
Grant, look. It's the dancer from the cafe. I saw him kill her.
Amazing the durability of my creations.
Dr. Arachna.
That's Spanish for spider.
We meet again, Doctor.
Again? Did I leave here? Yes. I seem to remember vaguely that...
Yes, you escaped just before, Doctor, and you led us a merry chase recovering you.
Why? Why not just kill me? Why bring me back?
Unfortunately, I still need your help. I'll give you one more chance to change your mind.
No, never. Nothing you can do will ever make me a party to this.
Tarantella.
No, you're not going to torture him anymore.
Don't you fool! Fool? I don't think so. Just a few moments, this will explode and destroy you and me and all of your terrible creations.
Doctor, you're a man of science. You wouldn't destroy the greatest achievement of science.
Scientist, yes, but I'm a human being too, and that's where we differ. You two have got a chance. Through that door, down the corridor in the rock. Hurry!
Who is he? What is this place?
He's a brilliant madman. Hurry, there are only seconds left. What about you? Go, dog, you go. No, don't! Thing around you. Your creations can grow a new arm or leg, but nothing can survive fire.
I don't know how long we stumbled and staggered across that desert before he found us. Well, that's about the story. Believe it or not.
Grant.
How do you feel?
All right, I guess.
I've just been telling them our story. They don't buy it.
What do you think he did?
Es verdad. That's the truth.
Now, don't worry about it. You're going to be all right in a couple of days. Just a little too much sun on the bare head. If anybody thinks I'm going to load one of my trucks with oil and send it up on top of a mountain to burn a bunch of imaginary spiders.
Yes, you're right, Dan. Common sense tells you there isn't anything to his story, doesn't it? Giant spiders on a desert mesa. Fantastic. Pepe is just a superstitious native. True, no one has ever been on Sapa Mesa, but it's just like any other bit of tableland. Not a thing different about it. Or is there?
So there you have it. A very confusing movie with a really lame plot, an almost non-existent monster, and the most irritating musical soundtrack you're ever going to hear. And not very scary. Stupid, yes. Scary, no. This movie teach me to never mess with spiders. Not that I would anyhow, but you never know if you mess with them if they are carrying the DNA of somebody really nasty and will grow really big and hairy and bite you to death. You have been warned. This movie also teach me the importance of learning how to play a guitar if you're ever going to make a musical soundtrack for a movie that has the ability for somebody to dance to it. So until next time, or not, this is Arachna, the Spider People, wishing you nighty-night. And don't let any made in Mexico medicine by a mad scientist turn you into a mutant. I was depressed and had anxiety about being a human being. My doctor diagnosed it as stupid human syndrome, usually the result of watching too many black and white horror movies. So he prescribed Spidalia. Spidalia was developed in the high Mexican desert by a mad scientist to cure these syndrome.
Spidalia may cause allergic reactions, nausea or vomiting, depression or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, changes in eyesight, or blindness.
Spidalia comes in caplets or liquid format. Either one is supposed to cure stupid human syndrome. So I tried it.
Common side effects may include being totally zoned out, drowsiness, fatigue, headache, and memory loss. Don't drink alcohol while taking Spidalia or drive or use machinery until you know how Spidalia affects you.
Spidalia helped me overcome the stupid human syndrome in just one dose. And now I feel so much better about myself. Indestructible, actually. I think I could rule the world.
Those with a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Spidalia. Patients with depression may experience increased depression or suicidal thoughts, and in rare cases may be fatal. If you experience any of these behaviors, contact your doctor immediately. Main side effects of Spidalia are dwarfism in males and an uncontrollable urge to dance in females, and may lead to heart attack or stroke. When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Spidalia may help.
Spidalia is not for everyone. Ask your doctor if it's right for you. Oh, a spider. No, that's hallucinations from Spidalia. That's one of the side effects, you know. Whoa, that old black and white movie was quite the lame blast from the past, huh, Deadly? And if you like that kind of schlock, join Deadly and me the first Saturday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Arachna's Web of Classics, right here on Tingler Television. What, Deadly? Oh, and you can always watch Deadly and me on Beware Theater anytime on YouTube. Check it out. So now, let's check out what's coming up next on Terror Vision.
About 6 months ago, Jim Wheatley went south of the American continent to search for a cave known as Cueva Muerta, a cave of the dead. He didn't return. We are recalling this story because today there was a new development in this 6-month-old mystery. Today at International Airport, wealthy broker Dan Matthews arrived home from his second trip in search of the young explorer. In this filmed interview, Mr. Matthews tells what he found.
This time I was able to trace Jim's travels to the shores of the Caribbean. I also ran across some evidence indicating that this so-called Cave of the Dead actually exists. I think Jim found that cave, that he's still there, conceivably still alive. I think I can find that cave. At least I intend to try.
Well, all we can add to that is we don't want to go along.
Do it again.
Honey, come and go with me to the sunny West Indies, where the music is so gay, and every day's a holiday, and you jump up and shake and dance your troubles away. Darling, come and go with me, jump up and shake and dance your troubles away. Alas, alas, the island's calling me, jump up and shake and dance your troubles away. In the sunny West Indies, native live a life of ease, playing steel band all day long, making up his happy song as he jump up and shake and dance his troubles away. Darling, come and go with me, jump up and shake and dance your troubles away. Alas, alas, the island's calling me, jump up and shake and dance your troubles away.
All I hope is I haven't let the challenge of the excitement override my logic. Now, right here by the edge of the sea.
Is it all right, Mrs. Matthews?
You can go, Hayes. Pete, it's good to see you.
Never mind. I can come to you. I want to see your husband.
He has some men with him right now.
Yeah, well, I want to see them, too.
About the trip?
Yeah.
Pete, no.
Well, Dan's not going to throw me out. Besides, I'd like to meet them. You know, walk and all.
Pete. Pete, hasn't it been bad enough for you? Don't make it worse. Don't force them to turn you down in public. Don't make it worse for yourself.
I want you to listen to this song just as I heard it in a little cafe on the shores of the Caribbean. And afterwards, I want you to hear the meaning of the song, interpreted by an Indian that I brought here for that purpose. An Indian who was raised in the area where legend is located, the Cave of Death. Of course, I may be grasping at straws, but that's why I wanted your opinion. Well, Pete, it's been a long time.
Yeah, how are you, Dan? Listen, you're gonna need some help on this trip of yours, and I'd like to go along.
I wish you could. Anyway, I'd like you to meet these men. Dr. Willoughby of the museum, you remember Peter Morgan.
Peter Morgan? That's a name all of us used to know.
And the traveler and lecturer, Mr. Trainer.
We've never met, but I remember Peter Morgan. All of us remember.
Well, yeah, thanks very much for the remembrance.
Well, come on out on the terrace, all of you.
Sit down, Pete. Please do.
Sit down, Pete. Well, Doctor, Mr. Trainer, find yourself a seat. Now, Sir Lancelot is going to sing us a song. Apparently a normal calypso song. But there's something behind the words, if you listen closely enough. All right, Sir Lancelot.
It's when the crawling worm dies that a new spirit flies. When the tadpole writhes, you see the big frog arise. You got to suffer to be born again. Man is a little thing, a lying and a cheating thing. When man born of woman gets evil and inhuman, he's got to suffer to be born again. Down, 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 far under the grave, face to face with fate, man learns to be brave. He gets rid of error in the place beyond terror, or he shrivels up and dies and he's fed to the flies. He's got to suffer to be born again. Down, down, down in the bottomless cave, down, down, down beyond the last grave. If he's got the stuff of fame, if he's worthy of his name, he may get another chance, but he's never more the same. He's got to suffer to be born again.
Thank you. And now the young Indian who's going to interpret the meaning of the song for us. Raoul Coombe. Right up there, Raoul. Come on. Tell us what the song means.
I think it is better for me, for you, for all of you, if I do not.
This is what I brought you up here for.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
You know where that cave is, Raoul?
No cave, just a song.
Then why won't you take me to your village? What are you afraid of? If there's no cave, then I can't find it.
You know, Mr. Matthews, I believe you're right. It's possible that such a cave does exist. I've never heard that song before, but I know something about tribes from that area. I've never associated their idea of a purgatory with an actual cave. Yet most superstitions have some basis, in fact.
Doctor, maybe that's why we've never found an altar. We didn't look in a cave.
Possible. He's referring to the fact that these natives make, let's say, used to make, human sacrifices to the god of death. We often wondered where their altars were. An altar in a cave. It's possible.
You know anything about that, Raoul? Just take me to the village. That's all.
I take you.
Good. Don't think I'm not concerned about Raoul. It's just that I'm more concerned about Gina's brother.
When you start interfering with native superstitions, you better be concerned about yourself. You're not going down there alone, are you?
Well, my plans aren't completed yet.
Nobody should ever go down the cave alone. Any cave. You need professional help, Dan. You know anybody better qualified?
No. Except for one thing. That leg still bothers you quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Why?
I think you gentlemen should know something. Mr. Morgan's accident was my fault. We were in a cave together, and through my inexperience, we got caught in a slide. Mr. Morgan saved my life, but at considerable cost to himself.
You didn't have to say that, now, did you?
We'll talk about it later, Pete.
All right. I'll wait for you in there, okay?
Pete. You're not being very fair to Dan. He wants to help you. You know that.
Yeah? How, by sending me more money so I can send it back to him?
I know how hard it's been for you to accept help. He wants to be your friend. So do I.
Look, Gina, I don't care about...
I didn't turn from you, you know. You turned from me. From both of us.
All I want is to help find your brother and prove I can still do the work I know best. Dan owes me that. No, I'm sorry. Now, forget that part of it. See, you need me on this trip. You both do. But you need my experience.
I think you're right, Pete. We do need you. Both of us. We want you to come along. Thanks for volunteering.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks, Dan.
Fine. Well, I guess that's all the information you can give us, because I guess that's all you'll know till you get there. Now, if you'll just start walking toward the plane, please.
Turn that thing off first.
Cut it, Ted. Mr. Morgan, we'd like to get the story complete. The facts, just as they are.
You've got enough. Can't use that much film anyway.
We can if you don't come back.
Is that your village, Raoul?
Yes, that is my village.
Juanita! Juanita!
Well, Raoul, you're home. Don't you want to get out and see your friends?
He recognizes our gear.
Then they've seen these things before.
Sisaba! Sisaba!
Sisaba! Raulkum! Paninachi! Wakama! Makubala!
Americano. Doctor. That way. American doctor. Well, sounds good to me. Let's get over there.
What about Raoul?
I'll get him.
Raoul?
Raoul? Raoul, come. Where is he? Where's Raoul Coon?
Pete! Pete, come back.
We better talk to that doctor before we start anything.
All right.
Come in.
Where are you? In the kitchen.
Come on in.
Hello.
Americans here? Why?
Oh, we were looking for the doctor.
I'm Dr. Ramsey. The natives can't cook. I like fruit, so I can it myself.
Dr. Ramsey, my name's Matthews. This is my wife.
How do you do?
And Mr. Morgan. Doctor? We ran into a little trouble down in the village. We had an Indian with us. His name is Raoul Coon.
Raoul Coon? I know him.
When we arrived there, he got out of the car and just disappeared. We're afraid that something might have happened to him. Can you help us?
Lino, look into it. What are you doing here in this tropical backwash?
Well, we're looking for a young American named Jim Wheatley. Came down here about 6 months ago to explore a cave.
Nobody came here 6 months ago. Nobody ever comes here.
Well, how long have you been here, Doctor?
Oh, 15 years. Forever. To explore what?
Cave.
There's no cave around here.
Well, we hear there is. It's one the natives talk about, Cueva Muerte.
Oh, that one. You looking for the Cueva Muerte?
Yes.
I can show you how to find that. That's their purgatory. You go this way. So I came here.
Thanks.
A research man works where he finds his materials.
No, thank you.
Materials?
Thallophytic plants, fungi, bacteria, the slime molds. We need them for the development of antibiotics. And here I've been able to overcome an annoying time factor. I found a remarkable fungus that reproduces by binary fission so rapidly under ideal conditions, you can actually see it grow. Well?
Raoul Kuhn go. He visit, he go.
But why would he just suddenly vanish?
Raoul Kuhn was in trouble. I want to know what happened, and I want to know why.
No trouble. He visit, he go.
Lino's a good boy. He wouldn't lie. No Indian would lie to the man with the big magic. I saved them from smallpox. Oh, I merely inoculated them, but I did it with the mumbo-jumbo they like. Since then, I've been treated like a spiritual king, and I like it. Makes my work easier.
Doctor, those natives recognize our cave gear.
How do you explain that?
Your imagination. They're just simple, friendly natives. Unless you stir them up.
Isn't it true that these simple, friendly natives make human sacrifices on the altar of their god of death?
Yes, they do that.
And isn't that altar in a cave?
No, it's out in the jungle. But I've made some changes in that ceremony, too. Since I defeated the god of death, I now outrank him. So when I hear the drums start the death ritual, I go claim the victim and send the poor soul away to a safe place. And everybody's happy. Only one I didn't send away. Concha, I know you're there. Come in. This is Concha, my wife.
Hello, Concha.
Oh, that's a pretty dress.
Will you like? I'll show you, yes?
Uh-huh. Well, it looks better on you.
You cripple?
Yeah.
Concha cripple once, too. It go away. It go away?
No.
He no show now. It no show now.
Concha, go start dinner. These people are going to stay a few days.
I no see it again. Friends, no see it.
What's happening?
You no like food?
Oh, it's just that I'm not very hungry right now. Do you suppose we could have some of Dr. Ramsey's canned fruit?
No.
Oh, I don't think the doctor'd mind.
You want some fruit?
Yeah.
Well, Doctor, what is it?
Drums.
Thanks very much.
I don't know what it is yet. I told you these people can be dangerous if you stir them up. Stupid!
Pete, stop
to see people hurt.
Please, it is right. I dropped Jaw. It's my fault. I asked her to get the fruit. Let me clean it up.
Get away from it! What's the matter?
It's nothing. It's spoiled. There's mold all over it. I picked wrong Jaw.
I canned this fruit especially for the fungus. I told you I work with all kinds of fungi.
Dr. Ramsey! Let's get back to that village and find out what's going on. You coming?
No.
Why not?
Well, let's just say I don't like to walk.
It's all right. These are for you. Take them. You see, we're your friends. We're friends of Raoul Kuhn. Where is he? Where's Raoul Kuhn? Go away! Not till I find that cave. You know where it is. Show us. You know money? American money? I'll give $200 to find that cave. 200. To anybody. To you. Will you show us? Raoul Kuhn. Raoul Kuhn.
Ist.
So the question is, are the Indians lying to Ramsey, or is Ramsey lying to us?
You know, for a man who claims he's got so much power, he was pretty scared when he ran out of here. Maybe he doesn't outrank the God of Death any longer, huh?
Pete? We go now, yes? Before he come back?
Yeah.
That's my dress.
Oh, well, I took the liberty of giving it to her in return for a favor. Well, Concha's gonna take me to where I can hear the voices, aren't you?
Voices?
Yeah. How far is it?
Not far.
Well, you better stay here. You've probably had enough for one night. Dan, you want to come?
You didn't answer, Gina. What voices?
Voices of the souls in purgatory.
This the place? Well, where do the voices come from?
voices? Could they be some other sound?
How often you hear them, can't you?
Sometimes. You wait, you hear. Maybe minute, maybe hour, maybe no voices tonight.
Dr. Ramsey? Lino?
Well, maybe we better get back. Yeah.
Wait!
Maybe it didn't come from under the ground. What do you think?
You mean, can I explain it? No. Dan. Over there.
take it easy. It's all right. We have a caller.
I bring you a knife.
Yes, so I see.
That's Jim's knife. It has his initials on it. I gave it to him.
Knife prove Lino tell truth.
About what?
I take young man to cave. He lose knife.
Well?
I take you to cave. Tonight. Now. For $200.
Where's the cave?
Not far. Must go now. Indians sleep. I have horses outside.
No.
What about Gina?
She's safe here. Indians no come here.
Well, one of them came here.
You don't come back. Ever.
You can't go into the cave at night.
Well, it's always night under the ground, so... We've got to go sometime, Gina. This may be our only chance.
All right.
Must hurry.
We're about ready. Just one more thing.
Pete.
Concha, Lino's going to take Mr. Matthews and me to the cave.
No. Please, no go.
Well, we have to go. I was wondering if you would look after Gina, make sure she's all right.
Pete, you know it is wrong for you to go there. You are no fool. You know it is wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Gina be all right.
Thank you. Well, where is it, Lino?
Back of bushes.
Rain can be bad underground.
Not raining yet.
Go. Hurry.
You stay here. You stay here. I'll look. All right, bring the gear.
And Ramsey didn't know about their order.
Didn't they?
Looks like it might be a little rough. There's no bottom.
There's always a bottom. Just depends on how deep it is. Take this. All right. Drop it. Figure it's about 200 feet. Well, we can make it all right. Just take all our ladder, that's all.
Well, I'll set the pitons.
All right. Ready? Go ahead. I'll use the safety sling. Now, those rungs are close to the wall. And they're slippery, so use the overlocking step. Layers off.
You all right?
Yeah.
Take a look at this.
Been here a long time.
Not all of them.
Well, let's go. Yeah, well, we can make it all right. Let me take your rope. Look where you're going. Don't look down. Good run.
How's your leg?
I asked for this tonight. Big place, isn't it? Yeah. Why don't you look down there? I'll go up this way. Nothing up here looks like an opening. See anything? No. See, come here. Right.
That's Jim's?
It's the kind he carried. Looks like there was an opening here, too. It's covered by a slide.
Think Jim's still inside?
Well, we'll find out.
They've got to be warned. They can be trapped by a flash flood underground.
I can only repeat, I don't know where the cave is.
Then find Lino.
I've looked everywhere.
Well, couldn't you?
All right. I'll look again.
Thank you. Concha, what is it? What are they doing?
They go crazy. Say angry gods bring storm. No, go out. You can do nothing. And I make promise you stay.
All right. Come on out. I'm going to go in first. You stay here till I tell you to follow. Pete.
Now, look, you're in charge. No arguments. A man can't be second all the time. Not when he was second choice with his wife. I want Gina to know that I went in first.
All right.
Thank God. Where's Dan? Where's Dan?
Huh? He's trapped.
Is he alive?
I don't know.
What happened?
Well, we found this squeeze hole. It leads into a big cavern. Dan went in. There was a flash flood. The whole opening's covered with water.
He went in alone?
Yeah. He said he wanted to go in first. Listen, I need the diving gear. And I could use some help, Ramsey.
I'd be no help.
Well, what about some of these Indians?
No. No Indian go in that cave.
There's one who will, Lino. He came back. And he'll do what I tell him. He's strong.
All right, get him.
I'm going with you.
No, you're not.
Pete.
I told you it was flooded. You've been in enough caves to know what that means.
I can't stay up here while he's down there. I've got to go with you.
All right.
What are those?
It's diving equipment in gurney cans. We're dragging it through narrow places. Still raining?
It stopped, but it can start again.
Is he all right?
He's scared, but he does what he's told. Don't you, Lino?
Well, why'd you run out on us and take our horses with you?
I thought you would be in cave more long. I would have brought horses back in morning.
Uh-huh. What's in the pack?
Food, tools for digging.
All right. Go get the horses. Take one of these with you.
Ready, Pete?
Yeah. Oh, those Indians. Think they'll try to stop us?
Not now. They now stop you going into cave.
Let's go. Go ahead. All right. Let's go.
Water's going down.
All right. Yeah. The pass has been covered over, but we can clear it easy enough. Come on, give me a hand, Guido. Throw it out. I don't know what we're going to find in there, but it could be bad.
I know.
I'll go through first. You come next. Gina, I want you to come last. Is that clear? I'll take my gear with me. Hand me the torch. If anything happens, don't come after me. Get out of here and get plenty of help before you come back. I got the rope. Dan! You ready back there?
Ready? You better get your pack, Lena.
I'll take it. You go next.
No, he said that you should go second.
No, you go.
All right.
I said Lino was to come first.
He wouldn't.
Get out of here! Come on!
There's not much chance of our getting out of here, is there?
Not the same way we came in.
Maybe Dr. Ramsey will send help.
Ramsey sent Lino.
This is the cabin where you heard those voices, isn't it? Isn't it? Pete, what's in here? What's happening in here? Where's Dan and Gina? Sir.
We'll find out. Come on.
What? Dan. Dan. Oh, Dan. It's Gina. Can you hear me?
Get out!
Dan, we've come to help you.
No! Get out! Jim's dead. Pete, get her away from here. They're all over. They tried to kill me. They're not human. Who? They're not human.
That man was all covered with fungus. It was the same kind of stuff you found on those jars in Ramsey's kitchen. This cave's been filled with it. Now, you remember Ramsey said he claimed human sacrifices and then sent him away? Well, this is where he sends them to experiment on.
Oh, no. Pete. Pete, it's moving. It's alive.
No, wait. Gina, wait a minute. You remember the one that chased you? Well, he couldn't have gotten out the same way we came down here. There's got to be another entrance.
Where? Where?
The same way that fungus is coming in. From Ramsey's house. Look! Gina, that's the way out.
What about Dan?
I don't know. I think his back is broken. It might kill him to move him. We've got to get Ramsey to stop that fungus and then come back for Dan.
I can't go without Dan.
Light all these torches. They'll protect you for a while. I'll be back.
You stop that stuff or I'll kill you. It spreads like fire. Nothing can stop it, except the simplest thing in the world, fresh air. But you've already stopped it. When you broke that door, you killed it. And it's still growing! It's developed an immunity. Now air won't kill it. But something's got to stop it. What? Nothing. We can't let it out. We've got to seal it in this cave. Otherwise, it'll destroy the world. There's explosives in that tunnel wall. I'll set them off in my lab.
Wait a minute, my friends are in there. Get them out first.
There's no time. If even a little bit of this stuff gets out, nothing will stop it. Nothing.
You take one more step and so help me, I'll split your skull. Concha, you know how to set off the explosives in that tunnel?
Yes. Hurry.
No, you do it. I'm gonna stay here. And so's Ramsey. There must be another way out of there.
Pete, no.
Set it off. Set off that charge! Go ahead!
Wait a minute. This is all liable to come down on us any minute now.
Dan, it's Pete.
It can't be stopped, can it? No. No, but at least it's sealed in here forever.
So are we sealed in here?
Dad.
Dan!
Gina, we've got to go. That water may lead into the ocean. I don't know, but it's worth a chance.
Anything.
Your boots. Better start unlacing them.
All set?
Yeah, you ready?